Now we're gonna play a song by a real DJ. This is the world famous Supreme Team. I know y'all remember this one.
And
all the ladies
sang along, huh?
Tell me this won't rock the club right now. Okay, so look, hey, welcome back to No Eggs, No Tomatoes. See,
look at part one.
Look at part one. That other stuff, that Calvin Harris dude, I don't know, man. Trash. This right here, the Supreme Team. Look, dude, that was killer.
All right.
I'm ready to go.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Let's recap some Pocono.
Pocono, okay, so we had race 21 in the books.
Yes.
The Gander Outdoors 400.
Right.
And side note, Gander is going to be the title sponsor for the truck series starting next year.
Did they merge with like Camping World? I thought that dude was the same guy from Camping World. That one guy, right?
Monopoly going on.
That's right.
All right.
Monopoly.
We rolled into Pocono.
Tricky triangle.
All right.
Okay, so you know what's going to happen in this recap?
What?
We're going to talk about a new driver winning?
Yes.
We are?
No.
No. So, spoiler alert, one of the big three won yet again.
It can't be true.
It can be true. And I'm excited because it was my driver, Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch out here, wrecking shop, out here showing these guys how to get it done.
You know, Harvick wins the week before, and you know, okay, now I have 6. You know, I'm in charge, and Kyle Busch is like, not so fast.
Not so fast.
Not so fast. I could win 6 too.
Holy mackerel! So this all started with the debacle of the impound race, and then we had the post qualifying penalties, but it turned out to help the race because we were inverted. So we inverted. No, really, it was inverted. It was a great move, man. Top Gun. Okay. Anyway, so the field's inverted. So now we got all the fast cars in the back, slower cars up front.
Harvick and
Busch,
who were P1 and P2, got sent to the back.
Yeah. So we had we had 13 cars that had to go to the back out of the 40, right? Mm-hmm. So we had drivers slicing and dicing, but like by lap 13. Those guys are all back up front.
Harvick is in the lead of the cars from the back going up front.
Dominating.
So, who have our stage win? So while this is all going on, we're trying to figure it out. Stage 1 goes to Chase Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
Then Kevin Harvick starts his stuff.
God, Kevin Harvick, man. He had the best car all day.
He did have the best car. So he wins stage 2.
Right.
And so then, Kyle said not so fast.
Not so fast.
But what happened, so with this debacle, with people going to the back and losing their qualifying order, they lose their pit selection.
Their pit stop selection.
And so what happened is, Harvick with the best car all day gets into a little bit of a run-in with his teammate, Eric Almirola.
Yeah, so side note again, right? So with these pit stop selections, so after they qualify, then the crew chiefs go in order of how they qualify and they pick their pit stalls. What happens usually is that if you don't finish first or second, you know, you try to pick a pit stall around a team that's not as good as you. So guess why? They won't be pitting around the same time as you.
So I want to pit next to the guy that qualified 39th.
Yeah, like a De Benedetto.
Yes.
We'll get to him later.
Yes. And so he runs into some problems with Eric Almirola.
Yes.
Loses his advantage in the race.
Yes, and damages his car.
Yes. And he has to go back, try to pull it out, figure out what the problems is. But speaking of problems, I had tears in my eyes, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, Bubba Wallace. Okay, so if you guys weren't watching this race,
Ooh.
Bubba Wallace had probably one of the hardest hits that I've seen in some time. He lost his brakes, and this to show you guys how dangerous a sport this is. He's going through the turn, coming out of the turn, going dang near 200 miles an hour. Loses his brakes, goes through the grass, which was actually a blessing because it scrubbed off some speed. But he still hit the wall. He hit on the passenger side, going about 150 miles an hour. Now imagine that for a second. So NASCAR has instituted what they call a safer barrier. So there is a barrier, there's a wall in between the real wall,
right?
With like styrofoam-like cushion, like impact absorbent cushion to scrub away and take away some of the force
and
of
to get
hitting.
some give.
Yes,
so
and
that you're not hitting a concrete barrier, sort of like Kyle Busch did in Daytona.
So Bubba hits the wall. Car's trashed. Usually, the number one thing that the driver does to signal he's okay is he puts down his window net. Bubba didn't do that.
Not right away, because he was just, he said he just totally forgot about it. And
Wind's knocked out of him. He's trying to make sure he's still alive.
Yeah, and just, we're all holding our breath because it's supposed to come down right away, and it wasn't coming down, and I'm like terrified. So glad he's okay. He's not pregnant.
No.
With twins. They gave him a sonogram at the in-care field center.
They actually have those. They have that kind of equipment in the infield care centers. They can do MRIs, they can do sonograms, they can do X-rays, all those things, because there could be internal injuries when these guys hit. But just imagine the cars and how safe they are, where a driver can take a hit going 150 miles an hour and walk away and actually have an interview coming out of the infield
15 minutes later, 20 minutes later.
15 minutes later, so thank goodness that he is okay. But so then we have red flag action. Then we have Kyle Busch battling his teammate Daniel Suarez, who led 29 laps on Sunday, and he got better. Kyle got better restarts than Suarez each time, and was able to drive away.
It just shows you how each time he had a restart, and we went to overtime.
Yes.
And he had to keep making no mistakes. You can't make a mistake because then you're going to lose a race, and that just shows why he's one of the best drivers.
And that's what keeps happening with the big three. They're just not making a lot of mistakes. When they do make mistakes, they're good enough to capitalize on them. So that was awesome. Kyle wins. He leads 52 laps, and it wasn't a domination. But it was just hey, I'm here to party, bros.
You're going to have to deal with me. I might not have the best car every week, but I am one of the best drivers, and that makes me something that you're going to have to deal with. Yeah,
so he wins this race, right? So let's talk about the big three, and let's talk about laps led really quick, right?
Oh, okay.
So there have been a total of 5,872 laps run in these first 21 races, okay?
So this year.
The big three has led 2,765 of those laps, which equals up to 47%. This
so 47% of the time, one of three drivers is leading a lap.
Is leading, and then of course they have won 16 of the 21 races.
So let's talk about points real quick.
Yes.
So Kyle still leads, and Harvick, because of that penalties with qualifying at Pocono, lost 10 points.
He would be 48 points, but now he is 58
points. So a whole race plus behind. And then Martin Truex is 129 points behind. This is all important because there's only 5 races left, including tomorrow's race, before the end of the regular season. And that regular season champion is going to take 15 bonus points into the playoffs.
So right now, Harvick has lost from because of penalties. This year, he has lost a total of 30 points. He literally should be 28 points behind Kyle. That extra 15 points would be huge going to the championship.
And if he didn't lose those points, that is an amount that you could make up in one race.
In one race.
And so, playoff points, Kyle leads now with 35, Harvick 33, and Martin Truex 26. So these three guys have a chance. Because what do you say? What is the likelihood of one of these three winning one of the next 5 races? Are you taking the field or are you taking the big three?
No, I'm taking the big three.
So 5 more points could be added to each of these guys.
Yeah, we can look at it. So we got Watkins Glen, we have Michigan, Bristol, We have Darlington and Indy. These drivers have all won at these tracks. In fact, Watkins Glen, do you know who the defending champion is? Winner there?
Truex.
Truex.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Michigan coming up.
And Kyle's great at Bristol.
Bristol.
He loves that short track.
Darlington, Lady in Black. Harvick's great there. Mm-hmm. I mean, and then Indy, where Kyle Busch has won.
Yes.
So, good luck.
2 years in a row.
Yep.
So anyway, so this is going to be very interesting as we come down to these last 5 races.
Yes.
And what I think we should do now is just take a quick break and come back and talk about
and we'll talk,
preview.
Yeah, we'll talk about Watkins Glen. But
a little road course action.
Absolutely.
Okay, see you later.
More.